Good evening. Welcome to my live. I can see a few of you in the chat already. I am on a new piece of software this evening. You guys hopefully won't notice any different. I'm looking a little bit puzzled because it's been about 3 weeks since I've been on live for various reasons. Thank you for all your kind messages. It was very much appreciated. So with one thing and another, and holiday and online events and the sad passing of my nan, it has been a bit of a gap. So I haven't been on for a little while. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I did a little test run earlier and my volume wasn't working. So I think I've fixed that. It looks to me like my microphone is working from this end. Yeah. So hey, I'm sending messages to Andy, but it's meant for Mandy. It's close. Hey Liz, how are you? Hazel says you can hear me fine. Laurel's over on Facebook, so that's good. I'm good in both places. Grand. So my software that I have been using for a long time has decided to nearly double its price in subscription, and it's just not viable. So I have been looking for alternatives. The other option is just to stream into one place and not both. So my option is to stream just into YouTube or just into Facebook. But I seem to have found this, and for the moment it seems to be working fine. So we're going to go with it. Yeah, if you notice anything different or what have you from normal, then do let me know. But I think we're good. So I am going to get out my Yuletide Village. I have had it out all weekend. I had it out for my card and a cuppa on Friday. I had a team event on Saturday, which was so much fun. It was a whole team gathering, so lots of us together. I've got lots of photos. I need to edit them and then I will share them with you all. And then this morning I had a Yuletide Village class online. So I have got in this weekend alone, I have got my money's worth out of this stamp set. It's gorgeous. But what I haven't done with it is much watercolouring. So I thought I'd come on and do some watercolouring with this, and we'll see what we can make. So if you have got any suggestion for colours that you would particularly like to see, then I'm open to suggestions. Kayla says, good to see you again. Oh, thank you. Projects last night / this morning. So thank you. There was it was a fun colour combo. So yeah. Let's see. Right, I'm just putting them all onto some blocks, and then we can get stamping. I was organised enough to get a little jar of water. Michelle says, must be exhausted. I know, I did manage to, we had friends over yesterday, which was lovely. So when I got back from my team event, I got home, I don't know, maybe about 4:30. So time to unpack, wash everything, stamp blocks and everything were all washed down and all of that. And then friends came over for the evening. We watched Strictly at Blackpool. So that was our evening, and we had pizza and nibbles and that kind of stuff. So it was a nice relaxing evening, feet up and good company, and Strictly. So it was very relaxing. And then, as I say, as Liz says, I have made a Yuletide town, not just a village, We've got a whole town. Right. The other thing that had arrived since I'd last seen you all was my watercolouring kit. This is exciting. Have you seen this? So cool. So if you want a great Christmas present, these watercolour pencils, a watercolour brush, and then this pad of all these amazing images. You get 2 of each, and you can sit and colour and just use your pencils and then colour in with the water, and then you can make them up into cards, or you might choose to gift it to someone who just wants some colouring fun. They don't have to be made up into cards. They can be made into little postcards or picture frames, or maybe some mini calendars or something like that. So I should definitely be doing something with that. There's loads in there. Right, enough gossiping from me. Let's get stamping. So I'll get some lights on here. Because I changed my software over, I changed my overlay, so I've got my little swoosh in the corner. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too much in your way of being able to see, but I think I've got it out the way enough from the screen. If it's a little bit distracting, do let me know. Sylvia says, you pity do. Monday morning is back to normal and the sun's out. The sun is a-shining and I have got myself back onto my lives. Good morning, Sylvia. Right, I'm going to get some watercolour paper out and I'm going to stamp in stays on. So let's do sometimes there's something that's been stays on for a while, it can be a bit sticky. So, but I think we're good. Gonna stamp these. A few of them out, and then we can see what we do. These travelled on holiday with me, actually. I thought I would. Oh, Liz, the kit is called Nature's Paintings. It would be the perfect treat, actually. It's 24, but it would be the perfect thing because you could just sit if you're in bed, you know, or just tucked up on a sofa. You don't have to have loads of stuff. You can just sit and colour in. So supplies for 24 projects. There's 24 images. And then you've got Daffodil Delight, Coastal Cabana, Pumpkin Pie, Flirty Flamingo, a red pencil, Berry Burst, Espresso and Garden Green, and then the water brush. And you can just sit and colour to your heart's content. So, yeah. Bianca's off for a dinner. Don't let me get in the way of food, Bianca. You can catch me anytime. I've taken the sticker off the box, Liz, otherwise I'd get you the code. But if you just search for it by name, you'll find it. Okay, what colours shall we have? So one of the things I did when, if you can't find it, just let me know and I'll find you the number. I am on my good Wi-Fi, so if the picture's not very clear, it might be to do with my new streaming software. So we'll go with it tonight. But if it's playing up, then I might need to figure out what I'm doing. But I cancelled my subscription to my previous streaming software because of the cost was just unreasonable. Oh, there you go, Liz. Hazel's popped the code up. Right, let's get a pen, a water painter even. So one of the things I did when I went away on holiday was I packed into one of my kit boxes. So I took one of these boxes and I put some A5 sheets of paper in with stamped images, and I put my Stamp and Write markers in a pencil case with a water painter, and that's pretty much, along with my snips, was all I took away with me. So I'm going to show you how I had watercoloured with my Stamp and Write markers. So these are the water-based Stamp and Write markers. You can buy them in colour families. And I put the Stamp and Write marker onto my watercolour paper. And then I have my brush. And then you can gently blend that ink out. So what that means is you don't need loads of ink refills and inks with you, but it's also an awesome way to use your Stamp and Write markers. The other thing that you can do is rub it onto a block. I don't hit. So Laurel says, I know you need stays on cleaner for your stamps. Do you have to clean them quickly? Like, not really. No, you can. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to that, if I'm honest. I will do stays on cleaner on that. I'll pat it off on a paper towel, and then I'll use my stamping mist on my scrub, and I'll really kind of clean that off so that there's no stays onto the stamp. I know that some people will say it will ruin your stamps a little bit. However, possibly not in the time that I'm using them. I don't know. I feel like I've never had a problem with it. I mean, it's I'd rather use it and have the stays on it than have a pristine stamp and not have the enjoyment of using it. Kind of my take on things, but you know, is small world, Mandy. I love that. Right, let's add some more greens. This is garden green. So it's the Stamp and Write marker that I've put on there. And then you can just move that ink with the water. And I think as well, if you're not super confident with watercolouring, what this gives you is the darker edging where you've gone in with the marker. And then I'm not adding any extra ink to that. I'm just blending that out to the lighter tone. So it gives you that lovely shading that you might not be able to achieve if you go in with ink on your paintbrush, because there's maybe then too much ink. So hopefully that might help. If you're not super confident with your watercolouring. I am using watercolour paper, pup. So that is a question that was being asked. Mr. Beginning, are you using watercolour paper? I am indeed. Right, let's add some more green onto the trees. And then we can, not too much water on our brush, but then we can give that bit of movement. Has anyone done that before? And if you haven't, are you going to give it a go? Because I'd love to know that you were... Oh, just, do you know what? As I'm looking down at my trees tonight, colouring away, asking that question, and then Lovely Colouring definitely will give it a try. Never thought to use the markers in that way. Do you know, it is really pretty. It's garden green. Who would have thought? I know, so pretty. It's such a really, it's a lovely green, isn't it? I think the paper of garden green can be quite dark, but when you blend it out, it's a beautiful green. Beautiful, beautiful. Proper Christmassy. And if you were, you could stamp a load of this out on some paper, take it with you, take a pencil case of your Stampin' Up markers and just a water brush and some paper towel or some, take a chamois in a case to wipe the end of your brush, just to clean it off between colours. You can doesn't it? Lisa, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I bet. How many Stampin' Up markers sit unloved on our shelves? They're awesome, absolutely awesome, and I think we forget what amazing things they can do. But yeah, I'll show you some of the. I took some of the hibiscus pre-stamped away with me. That's pretty much what I coloured when I was away on my holiday, and I'll show you some of them. And it was using the same colouring technique. And I say you can just on a block, if you want to add more dark, you can just take that off a block and add it in. Right, we've got the green on there. What other colours shall we do? Shall we do like red and so I actually stopped buying some of the new ones because I don't use them very often. Oh, you're welcome, Paul. I know you were keen to see, so I really wanted to make sure I shared this technique once I was back on my live. Shall we do a what about either Blueberry Bushel or Azure? What about Azure Afternoon? Let's do a blue, because this blue comes out beautiful. So this is Azure Afternoon. This is one of the ones from the Brights. I'll give that block a clean. And we'll maybe might do the church in the blue. So that, and then we can then come in. I'm hoping it's bright enough. I'm hoping you can see. Is that better? I don't mind using the wider brush and just using the tip of it, but if you feel that you might have a bit more control, you can always use the smaller tip, because this isn't the smallest of our water brushes. We've got one smaller than this. I just want to blend that out a little bit. But just brushing it with the tip of the brush rather than adding any more water onto it, because you add more water onto it and it will then like flood out. The brush tip wants to be damp but not soaking not soaking wet. Okay, I've got the dark on there, and then again we'll just take the bar brush and give that a little push out. Isn't the blue pretty? It's so really vibrant, the azure. The azure, and then that's a really good point, actually. So she says, I usually have mine dry and then just dip it in a water pot. And then, like, there can't be the temptation to, like, squeeze too much out. If you've gone in with the blue, just make sure that you do squeeze out that brush or give it a clean in some water so that you don't mix the blue back into your green. And then we want some, what do we want? Should we do a red? Do you like green, blue, red? Or we could add some pink. We could do maybe some berry burst or melon mambo. Melon mambo would be kind of a little bit redder. Let me show you. So melon mambo gives that sort of colour. We could do berry burst, which is more purpley pink. Or we could maybe do Liz says I could be a sloshy watercolorer. I love that. If I have water in the brush, yeah, I know there can be that temptation that you just sort of squeeze out too much and then it's like, whoa, and off it goes and you kind of can't retrieve it. But there you go, that's the colour. So we've got Poppy Parade, we've got Berry Burst, or Melon Mambo. I can show you. Liz says real red. Let's do real red as well. The Poppy Parade is very orangey. I think that's your real red. Real red would be kind of. Mandy says berry burst. Oh wow. Liz loves a melon. She loves melon mambo. Stacey says melon mambo. Yeah, should we go with the pink? Quite a few people. Karen says melon mambo. Yeah, let's go with the melon. Melon mambo. It's got a little bit of a red tone to it. It's quite nice. That. Previous pink colours we've had have gone out of my head, but we had a pink that was very pink previously, didn't we? Like it was an in colour that was pink. And my melon mambo got completely forgotten. It got abandoned. My not Magenta Madness. There was another one that was like a cleaner pink, I suppose. The name is not coming to me. I don't know if it even had pink in the name, actually. Polished Pink. That was it, Mandy. Polished Pink. Two-tone. One top. Oh, that would be good. What about... Well, we could definitely do that. We could introduce Berry Burst. We could do two. We could go pink down to orange or something like that. Would be cool, wouldn't it? But we could do... Some people had said Berry Burst, so we could definitely add... So we've got two houses. We could have a Berry Burst on this one. And then do you know, the Berry Burst could be nice next to a greenhouse, actually. We could do this one green to have a bit of contrast rather than being the two pinky tones. Don't you think? I think I might do fancy two. Ooh, fancy two-tone. Let's bring some more green in here. So again, garden green. And we're really only using a little bit of these pans because we're not even colouring the whole of the house. When we lay that ink down, we're just doing a little bit on the side, and then we can take that and it will spread right across. And so if you don't have enough green to come across, you can always just colour onto a block. Oh, sleep well, Hazel. I'll catch you on the replay. I know you're into work super early. My brush tip is going weird. Okay, so we've got them coloured. Let's put a little bit of shading on the doors and the roof. So we want our smoky slate, or you could go grey granite, which is a little bit warmer. So I'm going to put some grey onto the block, which you can't really see because it's very light. But then it just means that I can... Oh, that's a bit green. I thought I'd cleaned the brush. Just put a little bit of shading. And once that's dry, we can maybe add a bit of Wink of Stella to the tops of the houses. We can maybe have a little pink bow. Let's go Melon Mambo. I'm not going to try and watercolour that. I'm going to leave that the dark colour. little dots of colour on there. Maybe pink bow. And I am going to try and watercolour that wreath. I'm not sure if I'm feeling brave. There. Just a little bit more grey. I definitely want a little bit of grey, some shading, and then we did this at class and at my team. We put a little bit of yellow in the windows so that the lights were on inside the houses. So let's grab our Daffodil Delight and give that a little colour on the block. Sherry says, I've caught you live. I've missed you all too. It's been quite a few weeks, so it feels good to be back. Let's just try not to catch any of the edges, especially with the watercolour, because the colour will then mix. Your yellow will mix with your pink or your green, and you don't really want that. You don't really want that mix of colours. There we go. Right, so now we've got that. I did say I was going to put some Wink of Stella on there. Hey Holly, how are you? Good, I hope. Right, let's just get some Wink of Stella onto the brush tip, and we can just add a little bit of glitz to the snow. A little bit of sparkle. Then we can cut these out. Move it up a little. The lid on my water brush so that doesn't get in the way. See, cutting onto watercolour cardstock, it is a little bit thicker, so it would ideally, like with the hibiscus when I did it, there would be dies, but this set doesn't have dies, so we've been doing a lot of fussy cutting. Oh, that would be cool. So about cutting out the windows and stamping, putting lights behind. That'd be cool. Having it properly. What if you need to cut them out with like a craft knife if you were going to have them really shining through? Right. Leaving a little bit of a border as I go around. And then oh, see, I've got pink on my fingers from somewhere. That's from. That is the beauty of watercolour. I can now get that. Oh, you're welcome. Just add a little bit of water and then rub it off. If I'd been a little bit more, once I've designed a card with this, you might find that actually you could cut a panel and just stamp them without cutting them out. But as I don't know what I'm going to do with them, it's easier to have them cut out because then I can position them as I want them to go on the card, and move them around a little bit to design. But it might be once you've come up with a design, then you wouldn't need to fussy cut out from the watercolour, which would be easier. I have got some little lights. We could put them in. I've still got packets of lights because I've used them for class. So I have got some spares. Kind of cool, wouldn't it? What do you like? I think the green detached house is my house. Yeah. All lined up, all pretty. I like the little green. Yeah, me too, Paul. That green's lovely, isn't it? The garden green watercolour's down to a beautiful colour. What's the stamp set we've got with that holly in it? Those sentimental wishes. That would look really pretty, wouldn't it? If you stamped in stays on and then did this technique. Have that lovely green colour. Just the trees. I'm going to go and look for them in a second, but you know the tree dyes that go with the frosted forest? There's like some skeleton type trees. I feel like they could be really nice. I've seen people do that, so definitely not my idea, but they go nicely together. Hey Chris, good morning in Australia. Already Monday. Is the sun shining with you? It's pouring with rain here. I can hear it coming down onto my conservatory roof. Noisy. Okay, got those bits cut out. Now we need to do something with them. So apart from raining in the Hunter Valley, I bet you need it. I bet you need it. Right, let's get the dyes. You could heat emboss on vellum and colour the houses on the back side and use them. That would be gorgeous. That would be really nice on the vellum because you could colour and it would glow through, wouldn't it? That would be really pretty. Right, trees, where would they be? Frosted forest. If I was frosted forest dyes, where would I be hiding? On Emma's craft trolley somewhere. I think that's them. No, I don't even know what dye packet shape they are. I might have to abandon this idea because it might take too long to find them. Leaves, tools, birdhouses. Nope. Coffee pots. That's not what I want. I don't have a system. I don't know where anything is. Right, here we go. Found them. They have not been massively, these ones have been out my packet, but this one hasn't even been off the die packet. These are Frosted Forest dies, 164136 if you want the number, but it was this one that I was interested in grabbing. And some shimmery paper. This out on my desk for something else, so that is perfect. So this is the online glimmer. It comes with Berry Burst and Granny Apple. I think it's a green, and then this white, like iridescent. Gone through enough, maybe. Die cut. Yep. Yep. Good stuff. Right, let's cut that off. And we've got glittery trees in that glimmer paper. And frosty snow. And then we'll do a little card to put this together. So what paper should we do? Should we do, I think I'm going to go just white, actually. I think I'm going to just do a white card. Now, I've seen a few of these. Want like a frame type thing, and the cards that you do the pulling, like where it stretches, would be a good card to do, wouldn't it? So if I did, will they fit in? Let's try it. Okay, so we'll do a standard size card base, or I might go slightly bigger. I might go 6 each. So I've gone six. Let's move this to one side and I'll just show you my maths. 6 inches. Paul says, has anyone decided on when they get during this January to April pre-order? I like a lot of stuff. if that helps. I'm not sure it does. I need to go back through and do a little decision making on what's first. There's one in there that's got like a hexagon and some dies in it and some flowers, which I love. Don't know the name. And I love there's a birthday suite in there. With big numbers, and I love that. Paul says do a slider with the tassel, which is an inside joke to the class this morning. There may have been a slider with a tricky tassel. Right, I'm going to score this at, what am I going to score this at? I'm going to score this at, do I just do one score? I can't think. My brain is not in gear. Let's do half an inch. Half an inch. Half an inch. You are quite correct, Annette. I need it to be. Do I need to score again? I can't think. Do you know the cards I'm thinking of? I've made these before and I can't think. I think I need another score line. Let's just make a 3D card live on the stream without thinking through the measurements, Emma. This is genius. I think I need a second score line. I'll go an inch and an inch. That's it. Who said that? I can't see the net. Jeanette says laughing at that. Love watching the wheels in your brain go. That's it. That's what I need. Stampin' Up does need a select all option. It would be much easier. I don't have to make a decision. I don't need a decision at all. I have got my dies. I've got some little snowflakes in. And I might die cut some of them out. I'm going to grab them. Okay, so I cut the paper to 6 inches by 10.5 centimeters, and then I've scored at half an inch on each side, and then going to create a window. So I'm going to measure down half an inch. Oops. I'm going to measure half an inch. Half an inch. And I'm going to come in half an inch. And in half an inch there. And then the same on this edge. So just half an inch. Inch, come in half, and then round here. So I can then do half, and then that's half from that edge. So I've got a frame. So then cut that out. So if I come down half an inch, as long as that's on the track, and I'll come to half an inch on my ruler there. Then use the halfway line there. And turn that around. And half an inch on here. Whoops, that's moved. If I haven't quite caught the corners, we can just snip that carefully. Up here. Through. And then I can actually use that side if I didn't want the pencil line, or I could just use a rubber and just take any of the pencil lines off that front. Just because I just went with the pencil line very lightly, so just get off any marks from there. So we've got our frame then, and we can then squidge that together, create a little square fold flat card. We could, as I say, we could at this point potentially light it up with some lights. Might get a bit heavy, but I do like some lights. Let's put that a little bit higher so it can be seen in the frame a little bit more. And then if we do 3 centimeters, 1.25 inch-ish. And that is 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters. And we can just grab our scissors wherever they've gone. And give a little, it should not be so pointy. There. Little snowdrift in front. I can layer that on there. They need to be the same width. I'm just going to snip that edge off. So this one's going to get glued flat, and then this one's going to get glued with adhered with some dimensional. So you've got a bit of a behind, and then we'll see if we can fit all of these houses. I might have too many houses for the one card, but we'll see. We can always put one in front. I definitely want to get the church in there. I definitely want to get that. And then maybe some trees, and then we could maybe have those 2 houses on the front. So you've got then a little bit like the green one was everyone's fave. So we could have that, put a tree in. That might be surplus to requirement, that tree. Let's see how we go. Right. How are we going? Time. Good. I'm going to put this in on dimensionals. So this is going to go on the inside. And I think we're good to glue the trees down. I think we can glue them. I'm not going to glue the branches of the tree at all. I'm just going to glue the base and pop that in there. Then this little church could just slide in the background there with a tree like that. The tree can sit there in front. I don't think I'm being ambitious to try and put lights in this. I am keen to have the lights, but I think it's probably enough. I think there's probably enough glimmer and glitter and things in here without adding lights. Are we disappointed? Should we? I don't know. Feel like lights could be one step too far. Although we are making just the one card tonight, so right, let me grab some lights and see if it's even possible. We can make it happen, can't we? We have gathered these little doodads. Untwizzle these. Let's see. So we'd have that coming through. Let's come this side. I'm going to just tape it down. On the join. And then we could maybe hook these behind. Now these are on a wire, so they're very pliable. You've just got to be fairly forceful with them. So 3 lights, 4 lights behind there maybe. Can go. Are you still with me? Are we still? have we gone off to sleep? I'm sorry, this card's taking forever. Right. 4 might be. This light's going to be lit up. It's going to be so bright. It's got 4 LED lights behind it. Oh no, I haven't said at all actually. So what is the size of the twinkling lights? They are 1 meter string of lights. So you get 1 meter in length and you get 10 LEDs. So 10 lights, you get 1, 2, 3, and so on. And the 2 meter lights gives you 20 lights. But for cards, generally I find the 1 meter ones are more than enough because it gives you enough lights to, otherwise you end up with too much bulk of wire and nowhere to put it. You end up with just too much wire all over the place to try and get this to hide or stay where you want it. Put dimensional on here. And by putting a dimensional on, it gives us a little space for the wire. So we can just go like around the dimensional. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's kind of worth it, I think. So I'll just shove that wire down into the snow. That's going to sit under there. It doesn't matter if you can see them a little bit, does it? Let's be honest. People are going to realise that there's wires in there. How many have I got left? 4. Right, so we could come out. I wonder if we could come through the front of here. You're gonna need to, if you want to recreate this, you're going to need to have me on replay and pause me. Right. Let's have a little bit of. We could actually. Do you know what would be really cool? Rather than trying to make the wire come out the front, just thought, genius. That'll be. And saves trying to have the wire come in there. We can put it round the inside frame of this. So if we put that, then go in on here, we can tape it with a bit of tear and tape. Going, let's go up rather than down. Let's go up with the wire and across. Dun, dun, dun. You don't want to tape where the lights are because that will hide the lights up. Slightly addicted to these LED light things at Christmas time. It seems to be my favourite time to. I did one with the light bulb set we had last year. I did an easel card. Does anyone remember that? I did an easel card with the lights. So if you were inspired by that and went and bought some lights, you might still have them sat in your cupboard. So you could then not only make one of them, you could make one of this card as well. So we'll just keep going around with the lights in the frame. Here we go. Can you pop so you can hear my mind working in Australia? It's like going dung. Okay. Ta-da! Right, we've got the lights on there. Let's tape the card together. I'm going to have to turn my lights off in my craft room. I'll turn my desk lights on. And the Merry and Bright card you did as an easel. I did, yes. That was the one. Yeah. Susan never would have guessed about the lights. I know. Love them. Love twinkly lights. Okay. So we're going to peel this tear and tape off and we're going to stick the two edges together. So we're going to turn that over. Hope that's not gone too high up to stop it. There we go. That's going to sit against that edge. And that's going to sit against, we could probably untape where we pinned that wire in. I've just untaped that just to give a little bit more sticky. And then we want that to be, oh, I want that to be lined up together. Then that pulling a little bit. I need to just I need to loosen that wire a bit. It was just not giving it enough space around the corner. There we go. Better. And then we can put our houses on the edge. So we'll have this one on here. I'm going to glue that on because we don't want to go over the top with this card. We don't want to go too extra and put some dimensionals on the front. That would just be a step too far. Right, let's grab some glue. And we'll just put a little bit of glue on the house there, and then that can just sit on the front. We can overhang the frame a little bit because it's not, that's going to stay within the envelope. Liz, have you done your electrical training as well? Yeah. I've done papercraft electrical training. These are my limit of my wiring. Right, let's put the house. Should we put that one on? You can see the little berry house in there. I think we should. Let's put that on there. What we could do is put, I wonder if we can squeeze that tree hanging over the edge. I think we should do that as well. Right, a little bit of glue on that one, and then that can just tuck under there. Okay, so we've got the tree and the house on the front. Are we ready for the lighting up? Do we need like a countdown to the lighting up of the trees? Do we need some flick of pool party? More pool party splatter. And then this will just sit on the back of the card. So I'm going to put some tear and tape, I think. Back of that. Glue dots work as well. I'm going to stretch that over to that side of the card and sit it. Might need a sentiment, hey? Right, I'm going to turn my lights off on my desk. So we have a little lighting up ceremony. Let's hope the lights work. Da, 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 da. Yay! Wouldn't that have been disappointing if it hadn't turned on? It's a bit glowy on the camera, but I can assure you it looks very pretty. Let me put the lights back on and see if you can see if it adjusts. There you go. You can actually see it a little bit better with my lights on. Yeah. There we go. Do we need some rhinestones or something in there? Liz was saying some twine. Just a few rhinestones as our snowflake, as our snowball. Jonathan's love it. I feel like it's going to be bigger than the Christmas lights being turned on. I mean, thank goodness they worked. So we've got some lights obviously going around the frame on the inside as well. So you've got them dotted around in there and then some around the houses. So they are very cute. Very cute. It's beginning to look a lot like, I won't burst into song. If we had a sentiment, the sentiment I have been using a lot with this set is the one that is in Peaceful Season, and it's the one that says from our home to yours or from my home to yours. Both are in this set, which I love. You've got from our home and from my home, and it's just a long, thin, small sentiment. Small-ish, I guess. Let's put a lid on that. Oh, hey, Louisa. Louisa says, love it. If you're feeling a little better. Right. If we chop those off, we can have it going across from house to house. We could have it, where do we put that? Or we could have it coming down the side. We could kind of chop it a little bit smaller. We could do it. Sylvia says stunning. I could almost go for snow. From our home to yours. Let's do that. Let's go down the edge. And if I just get some, in fact, I'm not even going to dimensional it. I'm going to just put a little dot of glue coming down here. So I put a little bit of glue in the middle. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, that sneeze came out of nowhere. I wasn't able to get the microphone muted in time. Right, love from our home to yours. There we go. Finished with a sentiment. Thank you. Right, let's turn the lights off. There we go. And it will just stand up like that, and it will go into a normal-ish size envelope. It will go into a normal envelope, but obviously it will be a little bit chunky. It's going to be a little bit extra. It might be one that you wish to hand deliver due to weight and the battery pack as well. I certainly wouldn't encourage international postage of battery packs. So, but hand delivery, a special card. There you go. Becky says I made this fun folder a few weeks ago. Haven't done it for a few years. Don't know why not. It's so versatile, isn't it? It's such a great one, especially for the scene building stamp sets, to have that depth of card. It just and obviously you can make that as deep as you want that to be if you want to have extra layers inside and stuff. But yeah, it's a fun one. And hopefully the watercolouring technique was useful to you. If you haven't done that before, grab your Stampin' Write markers and give it a go. Whether you're using flowers or houses or what have you. I did promise partway through I'll show you some of the hibiscus flowers that I coloured when I was on holiday. They're not on cards yet, but let me just pull a few out because I've got some in my drawer here that I coloured. So we've got that's Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo. You've got Daffodil Delight, a bit of a mix. That's the Azure. That's the Azure Afternoon that I used on the church, and that's the a mix of Poppy Parade and Daffodil Delight, I think. It's kind of a mix between those two. That was Melon Mambo. That was more, can you tell I like the Petunia Pop? Petunia Pop. Melon Mambo. That was Poppy Parade. And then that was the mix of the colours. And then I've got some Coastal Cabana. That was a mix as well. And then I did a lot of leaves in the green. So that was a mix going the other way. So that was Melon Mambo with daffodil and pumpkin. And then that was just a mix of the leaves. So I did all the leaves in Granny Apple. I did like a page of those. I didn't want to take lots of green colours with me, but they were all stamped in Stays On and then just coloured with the marker pen. So hopefully it's given you, if you've got the hibiscus, a little bit of inspiration. And if you haven't got the hibiscus, it's awesome. I use the Stampin' Write markers, Louisa. If you go back to the beginning of this video, the technique I used on these houses is how I coloured these flowers. So when I've finished, go back and you can have a look at how I coloured these in exactly the same way. And so just to say, if you love these and you want even more inspiration with the hibiscus, I have the super awesome Fun Time card kit out. It's available on my online store. The kit with Brian and I. It's only open for booking for kits until Wednesday. So be quick if you'd like a place. If you'd like to join us online, the Zoom call will take place on the 14th of December. It's a bonus Zoom call. It's live with Brian and I. And the kits are due to be posted out. They will be coming out in a couple of weeks' time. So you'll have time to make those before the call. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've all had a good weekend. As I say, I have not just a village, but a whole town of Yuletide Village houses in my craft room. It's been lots and lots of fun, and I will share some photos from my team day when I get a moment. I've got lots of pictures, and so I will edit and get those shared. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I will see you all next week. Take care everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.